Hey there guys, it's Joey and this is a witchy haul and this is going to be the last one for a while probably. This actually is going to be the last one. I've said the last one was probably going to be the last one, but we had a bit of good news and my partner said if we had that good news we would get something each. We could each have a shop, and so I went and got bits and pieces, mostly crystals. One of these things is actually my Yule/Xmas present, which is coming up next. But first and foremost I got some of this. This is Honeycomb Secret by Treacle Moon Shower Gel. It smells like honeycomb and it's gorgeous. It is not tested on animals and contains no parabens. And I just love the front as well. The girl loved bees. Precious and clever in their fabulous velvet coats, yellow boots and tiny feet dusted with the souls of millions of flowers. I just loved that final line. I thought it was awesome. And it smells really good. So I was like, honeycomb. I'm weird that I really friggin' love the scent, but I'm not a big eater of honey and honeycomb. I love the smell. And then this is one of my Yule/Xmas presents from my partner. He was going to order this online for me, and while we're in there I was like, shall I get this as one of my presents? And he was like, oh, I was going to get you one of those. And I was like, well, if we get it from here, there's a guaranteed free crystal on the front, which is rhodozite. It's a tiny little one, but it's a free crystal, whereas if you order online you might not get that. So we got it from there, and now, you know, I'm allowed to show it, and then it's going to the wrap pile. Wrapping rather than wrap, I guess. So then I got all crystals, and I actually forgot one. Oh no, I've forgotten this. Right. I'll talk about the crystal I forgot. I'm going back to get the crystal I forgot tomorrow. I can't believe I forgot it. To the point where I thought I had got it. I looked up the meaning when I got home, and then I'm like, I didn't pick it up. So I had to go check I didn't pick it up and leave it there, and then I was like, please hold it for me because I wanted it, and it was a scolecite, so I'm going to grab that tomorrow. They've held it for me, so God, brains. And then I got this really inexpensive incense burner for stick incense. It's supposed to be a leaf, supposedly, but I thought it looked like a feather, and it's going to be on the Morrigan's altar for stick incense offerings. And it's red, so it works within that. They didn't have a black one, unfortunately. But they were inexpensive, and I really don't like the ash catcher that I use on the altar at the minute. So this is much better, so this is awesome. Inexpensive, £1.50 or something of that nature. Cheap, anyway. Okay, so for the crystals I did get, and I hope I have everything's meaning around me this time. So the first thing is I picked up, came with a little stand, look, I think she said it was a cobra stand or something, whichever. It's a larger rose quartz, and I was going to get the even bigger one, but I quite like this one. I've got a thing right now for large healing crystals, and I'm not entirely sure why. It started with a quartz, and this week it's rose quartz. So they're the beginner crystals. Crystals I have worked with for years, or in the case of quartz, I wasn't overly fussed with quartz, clear quartz that is. And I wasn't that bothered about rose quartz either. And then more recently, I've been like, I must have a large piece of this. I must have a large piece of this and that, and I don't know what it is. I've gotten quite into holding them for meditational purposes, like, because I do that with my mixed quartz cluster a lot, and I think that's where it's coming from, the need to have a big chunky stone to hold. I won't look up the meanings for rose quartz, but I'll give you my impressions instead. So rose quartz is the love stone, as most people know. I suppose we should zoom in a little so you can see it, and I will move it around a little bit as I talk. It's quite a good chunky size. There's my hand. So rose quartz is the love stone. It can be used for all forms of love and love magic. It can be used for self-love, bringing love into your life in a general way. Love, healing your heart chakra. Probably healing the heart chakra is my favourite use for it. One of my chakra stones is for the heart chakra. In the set I have is rose quartz, and the other one is aventurine. And I'm not a fan of aventurine in the green form. Just don't like it. It's one of two crystals that I don't really get on with, the other being fluorite. And rose quartz for the heart chakra is always my preference. It has a much gentler energy. It's the first energy I had my own feelings about, because I always compare it to the feeling of a kitten purring. So when you're holding a kitten and it's purring and it's so sweet and innocent and loving and it just wants to nuzzle you, and rose quartz in my mind is the same energy as that. Right. Boop. Come to me. You go on your stand. There you go. And then I picked up this cluster, which was a really interesting cluster. It's actually, one of the ladies in the shop used to own it, and she was having a clear out of her many crystals. And this is a Smoky Phantom. I'm really tempted to start singing the Phantom of the Opera, but I won't. No, alright, stop. Okay, from the Crystal Bibble, Smoky Phantom takes you back to a time before you left your soul group. Oh, and it's got a little thing, but doesn't say what. Are you going to tell us what soul group is? No? Is that in the back? Oh. And links you to the purpose of the group incarnation. It can help you identify and attract members of your soul group. If negative energies have intervened in a group purpose, a Smoky Phantom will remove these, taking the group back to the original purity of intention. So, in general, Phantom Quartz is about universal awareness, healing for the planet, activate healing abilities in individuals. For this purpose, it connects to a spiritual guide and enhances meditation. A Phantom Quartz facilitates accessing the Akashic record. The Akashic record is considered to be a plane level, if you like, of like a library of like all your past life and beyond that information. Helps reading past lives, recovering repressed memories, to put the past into context. It can take you to the in-between life state. In healing, the Phantom Quartz treats hearing disorders and opens clairaudience. So it does all of those things, and then it has like connecting you with your group incarnation. So it says, right. I can't believe I forgot that as well. Brain dead. Spirit. One moment. I'm sure it was in that book, the next ones. If not, then I will move on to one of the others while I look it up. There it is. Oh, I'm nearly there already. Still on a bit of quartz binge at the minute. Right. So, come here, my beauty. I was fascinated with this one. I really wanted a little bit of a cluster. And if you actually turn it upside down, hang on. Oh, can you see all the light shining through to the bottom there? That's great. And then you can have a closer look. So that'd be interesting. Past life stuff. Fabulous. Right, so the next thing was another. It had cactus quartz, spirit quartz written on it, and apparently cactus quartz is one of the older names for spirit quartz. So this is the first one. This is very phallic. Our male crystal. it has lovely, you can actually see, I hope the light is going to do it justice. It's very, very phallic. Yes, but there you go. Amuse face. Yeah. It looks like a penis. Right. And then these gorgeous little ones. Now, I was super excited to see these little ones. These weren't expensive either for what Spirits Quartz can be. Spirits Quartz can be a right costly exercise, and all of these were not expensive for Spirit Quartz. I was really happy with the prices. The little ones were £3 each. Now, I've had Spirit Quartz, which has been about this size, maybe a bit smaller, cost and be priced for 20 quid. And so, you know, and I was super excited to see these because I can grid with them. And I was like, I can do a Spirit Quartz grid. I can do one. Okay, so some of the meanings for Spirit Quartz. And I think this is all white. That one might have a bit of amethyst. You got a bit of amethyst in you? You might have a little bit of it. I think they're all clear though. That one's definitely clear. Yep, that one's clear. Right, I don't know if you can see it at all. But along this one has a slightly purple tinge here, and it might have a bit of amethyst Spirit Quartz in. Okay. Spirit Quartz is an exceptionally spiritual stone that takes the energetic properties of quartz to another level. Radiates on a high vibration energy in all directions, while the core crystal tightly focuses healing that reaches multi-dimensions. Carrying the gifts of spirits and enhancing metaphysical abilities, it opens the crown and higher crown chakras, aligning and purifying the entire chakric system. Facilitates out-of-body journeys, assists the ascension process, activates the light body, and facilitates multidimensional spiritual and cellular healing. Encouraging insightful dreaming, helpful in all metaphysical work, especially for reframing the past. Gosh, I think this might be the theme. I pick all crystals on intuition and instinct, by the way, so if things come up over and over again in my reading of the meanings to you, that means that that's a theme, and this seems to be a theme, sort of cleaning out any psychic bleh and connecting with a soul group and spiritual group and putting the past in perspective. Carrying the vibration of universal love, this crystal heals and rejigs the etheric blueprint for present life, pinpointing significant karmic connections and the gift or karmic justice in traumatic situations. It promotes self-forgiveness. It goes on and on and on and on and on. So yeah, that will do for now. Otherwise we will be here all day. Right. Lift these out, you beauties. I friggin' love Spirit Quartz. I was so impressed with the prices of those. I thought they were really good. Maybe I mean, you have to bear in mind when I talk about prices that the prices are for England, and they are more expensive in England than in America. It's just the way of it. It's unfortunate, but there you go. Right, so my baby, we had to get some Labradorite, of course. So I actually got 4 of the little ones because I love them for gridding. The little ones have much higher shine quality, and you can look at that already. They have a much higher sort of blue shimmery sheen, and I love them. I've forgotten the lady's name, but the lady in the shop shared this page with me of a lady who shares grids, and she frequently uses much smaller crystals in her grids, and they look like snowflakes, and it's incredible. And I was like, I want to do that with Labradorite, I think, because it's just beautiful. And then I also finally found a Labradorite pendulum. So I have a love-hate thing with pendulums. I love them, and then I end up not using them as much. And I've been going over and over and over it in my head, like, okay, I want to use a pendulum for healing work. I can use them for divination and things, and I do use them for divination in certain circumstances, but that is fairly limiting in terms of using a pendulum, and it means having pendulums and not using them that much. So I really wanted to really embrace the pendulum in form of healing work, and I was like, the only way I'm going to really push through that is if I have a Labradorite one, which is my baby, my crystal, my oomph. And I looked at this, I was like, ah, I had to work because it was tied right round the stand. I was like, come on, you're coming off. I was trying desperately not to knock things over because I'm the clumsiest person on earth. And yeah, so let's move the Labradorite around. There is shimmer in this. It's subtle. There is a beautiful, there you go. There's a beautiful light working through the end as well. It kind of glows on. Okay, we're going to have to move the little ones because the little ones are show stealing. Right. Keep on. Focus. It doesn't want to focus now. There you go. So yeah. So if you don't know the meanings of Labradorite, you haven't seen one of my many, many videos with Labradorite in. It's the shaman stone. It's highly mystical. It's protector. It's known as a bringer of light. It doesn't raise your ability to speak, apparently. Otherwise I would be highly eloquent by now because I'm surrounded by it. It raises consciousness and connects with universal energies, deflecting unwanted energies away from the aura. It provides a barrier to negative energy. It can take you into another world or into other lives. That's definitely the theme, isn't it? Other lives, past life work. A stone of historic knowledge, it facilitates intuition and initiation into the mysteries. Aligns the physical and etheric bodies, accessing spiritual purpose. So yeah, oh, we're getting some light through it. It's doing its job for me. I'll move it there, so maybe, can you see how this side is lighting up here? Isn't that insane? It's beautiful. It's insane. Banishes fears, banishes insecurities and the psychic debris from previous disappointment, including those from past lives. Strengthens faith in the self and trust in the universe. And remove other people's projections, including thought forms which have hooked into the aura. It goes on and on and on. Basically, Labradorite can be used for a lot of things, and for me it's this highly shamanistic crystal. It's my crystal I connect to the Morrigan and spirit with right now. It's taken me to another level of feeling, particularly with regards to crystals. It's the one crystal I can't do without now. I've said that before, but if I had to pick one crystal and one crystal only for the rest of my life, it would be Labradorite. It is insanely, insanely beautiful. It has this mysticism around it, this electrifying magic, and you just, the way that the light moves across it is magical and takes you back to a place of wonderment. And it has that crow energy. I've talked about that in my crow video, and it really connects with the idea of the crow totem to me, because it has that shape-shifting, shamanistic energy which ties into the idea that it can help you pull from the flow of time. I freaking love it. I love it. It's going to come sit with me. Come sit with me over here, Mr. Pendulum. Right. Home stretch. Yes, home stretch. Yes. Okay. So I think this one's in this book. Bear with me. Bear with me. Yes. Do 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 do. Right. So this is a crystal I've been seeing around a lot, and I think this one will definitely tie into the energies of this week. This is a very pale, I hope you can see, the light is really odd. Although I say that, and then on the video final it doesn't look quite as bad as it does looking at it down the lens. This is aquamarine. Stone of courage. Its calming energies reduce stress, quieting the mind. It harmonizes its surrounding and protects against pollutants. In ancient times, it was believed to counteract the forces of darkness and procure favour from the spirits of light. Has an affinity with sensitive people, the power to invoke tolerance of others. It overcomes judgmentalism. Gives support to anyone who's overwhelmed by responsibility. It can... It breaks old self-defeating programs. Calms the mind. Brings unfinished business to a conclusion. Clears blocked communication. Promotes self-expression. Understanding underlying emotional states and interpreting how you feel. Spiritually sharpens intuition and opens clairvoyance. A stone for meditation. It involves high states of consciousness and spiritual awareness. And shields the aura, aligns the chakras, especially the throat chakra, bringing communication from a higher plane. So yeah, I guess that is definitely the theme. The theme this week. Okay. The last two I had to go online. It's a good job I checked this time. I checked this time to make sure I had all the meanings. Okay, so come to me, little. I hope you can see. They are very, very pale blue, and they're very good. Ooh, sending shivers up my arms. Beautiful. Right, so then we have... I've had some of this already. And I was looking at it going, I want to grid with that last week, and I didn't have enough to grid with. I had 2. So technically I could have gridded with it, but I'm a fuss pot when it comes to gridding. Virgo and all that, you know. So this is, oh, well, epidote with preonite, or preonite with epidote, depending on which site you read. And I'm going to tell you a story about this. The very first piece of preonite with epidote that I ever received, I received from my dragon mama. It's a lady I know from a long time back, from a spiritual online community through forums. And when I very first lost all my crystals because I had to leave my mother's home and she sold them all, my dragon mama sent me some crystals, and one of the crystals she sent was the epidote with preonite. This is another crystal which is going to tie in to past life stuff, whether or not this says it, because I remember that very much. So I'm going to read to you the meanings, but this, because of that, this is one of the very few green crystals which has a real profound meaning for me. Epidote? I think it's epidote rather than epidote. Epidote. Epidote? I think it is. If I'm saying that wrong, you know, I'm sure someone will correct me. It's a stone that increases whatever it touches. Preonite boosts prophetic abilities, enhances visualization, spiritual knowing, and aids in connecting with higher realms, including your higher self. The addition of epidote, I'm going to say epidote, I'm sure it's not, I'm sure it's epidote. Epidote? Oh, whatever. To the preonite further increases perception and interaction with spiritual beings. Sense of trust in the universal principles stops you. Basically means that you can believe in the abundance of the universe and connect to that energy and manifest whatever you need. Clears toxins from the body, balances the meridians, lucid dreaming, helps you to remember those dreams. Preonite is said to heal the healer, and the stone can be used to revitalize your personal healing environment. Putting grids to enhance protective fields, calm and inner peace. So yeah. It's basically a green crystal tying into the energies of all the other crystals. That's fantastic. So yeah, I do love this, and it means I can grid with it now. Actually, looking at it, all the crystals are perfectly colour aligned. I'll show you that before we finish. Right, so the last one is copper chalidoncy, or copper in chalidoncy. Am I saying that right? Chalidony? Right. So this took me a while. I was like, where on earth are the meanings for it? And from my understanding is the meanings are the same as blue chalcedony. Chalcedony. My brain is not with it, alright? Just bear with me. Because it is coloured by traces of iron, titanium, magnesium or copper, and in this case it will be copper. It's a creative stone helping with mental and verbal dexterity, stimulates the ability to learn new languages and improves memory, optimism, self-perception, creativity, opens the mind with enthusiasm, clear rigid thought processes, new possibilities, communication. There's a bit undertone of communication this week as well then. Peaceful assertiveness, well-being and meditation, speech, sound, words. A lighter heart. So yeah. What about the general meaning? The general meanings of chalcedony are actually bringing the mind, body and spirit into alignment, removing sadness, removing self-doubt, building self-confidence, helping you to become more open and enthusiastic, is a powerful healer and cleanser. So it actually ties into all the other energies quite well. I'm just going to have a quick look at copper meanings. I've got a feeling copper is one of the things that you use from financial style magics. It can have, I'm sure it must have other meanings. If it's even in here, it might not be in here, that would be annoying. I didn't look at copper, I have to say. Is it really not in here? Is it not in any of them? I finally got the third one, is it not in any of them? That seems odd to me if it's not. It's not. Okay. Fine, I will. I know it can be used as a healing crystal as well, so copper. Speak to me, iPad. iPad says. Metaphysically, copper is known to stimulate the flow of energy and enhance psychic abilities, moving energy, amplifying thoughts, assist in channeling and communicating with higher dimensional beings. Oh my god, it's all the same message. This is the message this week. Has the ability to ground you as well as transferring a wide array of vibrational frequencies from the spirit to the physical. Supports healing by keeping pathways open. Yada yada yada. Helping you overcome lethargy. More amplified thoughts, cleansing, purification, self-esteem. Right, so yeah. Those are the energies and they all add up. And before we are done, let's just show you what they all look like together. So this is your copper in chalcedony, or chalcedoncy, or whatever. And then the little light blue ones, I hope they're going to show as light blue. They're very, very clear light blue. They're beautiful. I think I already have some aquamarine, but they're much less dark than that. And then there's a Labradorite. So they actually make up a beautiful colour palette, I guess, is what I'm going for. And maybe the spirit quartz even works. Yeah, the spirit quartz probably does work, with them mostly being clear. Yeah, I think so. Maybe one or two of the rain excuse me, the rainy grey coloured Labradorite that I have as well. I think that would make a beautiful grid. That might be later. That might be a later video. Right, we are done. That is the range of my last big crystal-y haul for the time being, unless fate dictates otherwise, you never know. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and many blessings.